Hi folks, this video is intended for folks that are just kind of beginning to maybe intermediate improvisation, studying improvisation. I just want to offer maybe some ideas about some ways to hear chord changes, work on changes, and practice on whatever instrument you're playing. So I want to start with a real basic chord structure, and this is a song by Miles Davis. I'm not even going to put up the melody yet, but I just want to put up the chord changes first, and it's called Solar. There's maybe some I don't know, conversations going on about the correct pronunciation of the song, but as far as I know, all the jazz folks call it Solar. Anyway, by Miles Davis. The other kind of interesting note about this song is that the first two bars are actually on Miles Davis's gravestone in New York. Anyway, just kind of interesting. So first, I think a good idea about approaching chord changes is to maybe just, and I know I've talked about this before in other videos, but maybe just starting to play all the thirds and the sevenths, the notes that most define each chord. So if you write out this structure, I'll move out of the screen here so you can see it, but if you write this out maybe a couple of times, I'd write the chords down, maybe in a book that you're working on, just blank manuscript, and just start writing out all of the thirds and sevenths so you can see them. And if you can't identify what those things are fast, then that would be something to work on. But let's just write out a few of them. So we've got E would be the third. The seventh would be a B. So we've got this first thing, So here's the third to the seventh. And then maybe we go to the third here and back to the seventh. So okay. Now we've got a minor 7 chord. So what's the flat 7? What's this flat 7? It'd be B flat. Right? So B flat. To E flat would be the flat third. Okay, now I just want to note that there's also, some people play these chords just a little bit differently. I've seen people put a minor major 7 over this, and this one, sometimes you see G minor 7 here, C7 here. I'll just put these in parentheses. I prefer these changes, but listen. I would say listen for yourself. The album is Walkin', and that's the original recording. Anyway, so we've got up to E flat here. Oops, E flat. Okay, and then maybe we walk up to, here's G minor 7, and there's our flat 7. F. And then we go C7. So and then we've got the third here, right? And then maybe this carries over, right? To bam, major 7. Listen to how that sounds. So we're going from C dominant 7, and you're playing the third, to F major 7. Again, listen to that. C dominant 7, third to 7. And I like that sound, so we're going to do that again. this repeats, F major 7 to F minor 7. So maybe we go flat 7 to A flat, be the third, minor third, flat third rather, to what's close? I got an idea. Maybe this just carries over again. You got another A flat, put that in parentheses. So that carries over. So listen to it as F minor 7, where the right flat third becomes the flat 7 of this chord. To B flat dominant 7. And then we go maybe up to the third here. And then maybe this carries over to major 7 here. So listen to that again. So you've got this B flat dominant 7, where you're playing the third, which becomes the 7. Okay? That's major 7. We go back to the third here, right? And then we flatten this by a half step to E flat minor 7. And then A flat dominant 7. Maybe we go oops. There it is. We go up to C here. So we've got a little tritone thing happening here. And then check it out. Again, this carries over. So you've got this A dominant 7 with the C to D flat, major 7. This is the third here. And then we've got a couple of different options for these last couple of chords. You got this D minor 7 flat 5, right? Oh wait, we forgot one. That would be pretty nice. We'll go up to F here, which carries over to becomes the flat 3. Which is also the flat 7 of this chord, but maybe we go to maybe B. I like to add a flat 9 in this too, actually, because the flat 5 of this chord, D minor 7 flat 5, is A flat, right? And then if you add that flat 9 to the next chord, as this is just a 2-5 right here, so you get this D minor 7 flat 5 to G7 flat 9, same note, right? So then, I would say, it'd be really cool to experiment with this kind of stuff and just write out all your thirds and sevenths. And then maybe you can, maybe you want to do something like this. Just go B and E. So you've got these different combinations, etc., etc. And so you can, and then you can go and play each way. Maybe you're going down there, maybe you're going down there, or you can kind of mix and match the way, you know, the way the notes kind of flow. And this is just a good way to really start to actually hearing these chords and being able to improvise over them. There's lots and lots of recordings of this tune too, so I would definitely suggest that you listen. I know Keith Jarrett has recorded it at least once or twice, and maybe more than that. I know Brad Meldau has played it a bunch. There's a wonderful version of it with Tom Harrell. Just plays it beautifully. One of my favorites. Anyway, there's a couple of ideas for you to just kind of get used to hearing chord changes. The other thing that I want to note about this tune, and one reason why I think it's interesting, is that it's 12 bars, right? It's only 12-bar tune, but it's not a blues. And I think that there are, you know, very few of these kinds of things around. So, and it goes to lots of different keys, you know. Let's just look at it really quick. You know, you've got this C major to C minor, which is, you know, a fairly easy, you know, a fairly easy thing to hear, you know, just the difference between this and this. And then the same thing, F major 7 and F minor 7. You know, this is really good practice, you know. And then going to E flat and then D flat. You know, so you're kind of approaching these kind of chord, you know, kind of centers, you know. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you find these videos to be helpful, please subscribe to the videos, and we will see you next time. Cheers.